Hello everyone, thank you for joining me today. My name is Krista. I'm here to do some Celtic Reiki for you. Today I'm going to focus on the start of Cancer season. I am super into astrology, and I have been doing videos for the start of each astrological season to try to incorporate the moods and energies and vibes of the sign that we're in into the healing that I do. So for Cancer season, I have some information here on my little cards. Cancer season is June 21st through July 22nd. Cancer rules the fourth house in astrology, and the fourth house is in charge of home, family, foundation, roots, ancestors, parents. It's very much about being a homebody and keeping your family safe and close and sharing a lot of love and connection with your family and really digging into your roots and connecting with your ancestors. The planet that rules Cancer is the moon. I know the moon isn't technically a planet, but in astrology we use it as one. And the moon represents feelings and emotions. So Cancer is a sign that is very in tune with their feelings and emotions. Cancer is also a water sign, and water signs are also known for feelings and emotions. So those two things work very well hand in hand together. A Cancer usually feels very comfortable with the vibe of their feelings and emotions. It is also known as a cardinal sign. That's its modality. A cardinal sign is the first sign of each season. So Aries is the cardinal sign of spring, Cancer is the cardinal sign of summer, Libra fall, Capricorn winter. And cardinal signs are known for being initiators. So a Cancer being a water sign ruled by the moon, that is a cardinal sign, a Cancer initiates through caring and feeling, especially through familial bonds. You could liken Cancer to a river or a stream in terms of bodies of water, because a cardinal sign is very direct, fast moving, it initiates things, and being water, when I think of water, types of water that do that, I'm thinking river, stream, things that flow in a solid direction. I would give Cancer the archetype of the mother. The key word I would give them is sensitive, but I mean that in the best possible way. A famous Cancer is Princess Di. So if you think of Princess Di's energy, I would say that's very true blue Cancer energy. The traits of a Cancer, we all have our positive and negative traits, so there's a combination of all of those here. But the traits of just Cancer in general, we don't even have to think of it as a person, we can just think of it as Cancer season. The traits of Cancer season: nurturing, protective, moody, loyal, family-oriented, creative, intuitive, it can be pessimistic, affectionate, sensitive, tender, caring, imaginative, nurturing, devoted, defensive, attentive, thoughtful, resentful, value security, and homebody. So with those energies in mind, I've chosen 3 OM symbols that I want to use today. The first being the willow tree, which is the Celtic word is Salya. See if I can get it to it never wants to focus in. You can kind of see that though. Salya, which is the willow tree. And this symbol represents harmony, balance, flexibility. It is very much representative of water and the moon. So I thought, okay, Cancer is a water sign ruled by the moon. How could you not? It is a feminine tree. It also represents a connection to your ancestors, intuition, emotion, and compassion. All those things are basically the same words I just said for Cancer, so I thought that would be a great one to work with. I also chose Gort. It's not wanting to focus in on me today. Gort, which is ivy. And Ivy is this energy that is going to be coming from this is all about letting you know that support is available to you. Cancer and the fourth house are signs of supporting each other, being there for each other, protecting each other, that loving, intuitive, emotional connection. This symbol is also about the loving ties that connect us. It is also the moon is also representative of this tree. It is also one of compassion. It's also for acceptance and community enrichment. And even though community is technically related to another house, I very much think of this fourth house of family also having to do with community as well, because sometimes your community is your family. And the third and final healing sign that I'm going to use today is Quart, which is the apple tree. Oh, that one went into focus. That's the apple tree. And this symbol is very much the focus of community spirit. It is about kindness towards yourself and others. And Cancer is very much about being kind and loving and connected and supportive of each other. And again, this one's also about compassion, and it's also about generosity. And the Cancer spirit is a very generous spirit. I also pulled an herb oracle card for us, and I ended up getting psilocybin, which it's not wanting to focus in on, kind of. Psilocybin for this, that's what wanted to pop out for this Cancer healing. Psilocybin is a hallucinogenic mushroom, and it has properties that can ease anxiety and depression and other mental health issues. But the basic energy that goes along with this herb, the spiritual energy that we're going to work with this, the little booklet said it's about connecting to cosmic family. So I thought that was very appropriate for what we're doing here and probably why it came out. Regeneration through union. Again, those bonds, that union, the connection, being regenerative. Coming together with community, a sense of well-being, collective healing, and communing with ancestors. That fourth house that Cancer is in charge of is a big portion of that is your ancestors and your roots. So I thought that would be a great energy to work with and keep in mind during this healing. So first, I would like to start by asking you to take a deep breath in through your nose, hold at the top of the breath, and then slowly release your breath out through your mouth. If you can, try to do a 4, 2, 8, but just do the best you can, all right? Ready? Breathe in, hold, release. In, hold, release. In, hold, release. I want you to take a moment and make sure that you're in a comfortable position. Make any adjustments you need to make sure your body feels comfortable. And I want you to get a sense of grounding, as if your body is connected to the earth beneath you. That roots are growing from the bottom of your feet into the earth and connecting with all the plants and herbs and trees and things that are in the ground, the mushrooms, and connecting to that network that is so supportive and healing and protective and regenerative. And it just grounds you in this feeling of calm and healing and ease and protection. Imagine that I'm placing my hands on the tops of your feet and energetically helping you root down into the ground so that you feel grounded and protected before starting this healing journey. And we're going to start with a little cleansing, a little sound cleansing with my little bowl here. With Cancer being a water sign, we're going to do a water cleansing today. Some Florida water. Feeling that water to fall over you and cleanse away any negative, toxic, stuck energy that we don't want in our space. Further the cleansing, I'll use my selenite wand to fully cleanse the body, spirit, mind, anything harmful or negative or toxic, just any energy that we don't want taking up space in our body. In order to put the good healing in you, the things that you want in you, first we have to cleanse space to make room for those things. So any negative thoughts that you've had about yourself or others or the world at large, we're going to cleanse those. And of course, being critical and being aware of what's going on is important. We can't say, oh, I'm just going to get rid of all negative thinking and have toxic positivity. You know, it is good to have that critical eye when something wrong is going on and to make sure that you're working to stand up against it and do what you can to fix it. So I'm certainly not saying don't ever have any quote-unquote negative thoughts, but I want to help clear the part where it ruminates and gets stuck and gets toxic and becomes a problem for you that keeps you from being able to move forward and do what needs to be done and keep yourself healthy. So having that healthy balance of, okay, these things are hard, these things are challenging, these things are negative, I need to work on those, but doing so with a clear, cleansed state of being in order to make sure that you are staying healthy. Taking a break, taking care of yourself, and then getting rid of all of the negative, stuck, hurtful, harmful energy that builds up in you from other people. The things that are just unnecessary to hang on to, that aren't yours to deal with, but you've taken them on and you've taken them in. They're impacting you, whether consciously or subconsciously. Gonna go along down your back line and all around and under your feet and over your crown. Just gonna kind of blow away the remnants. give it all to the earth. We're not giving negative things to the earth because the earth is going to transmute this negative energy into positive energy. At the end of the day, for the earth, energy is just energy, and it can rejuvenate and renew and regenerate. So the earth isn't, while we're getting rid of your negative energy, the earth isn't receiving negative energy. It is receiving energy that it can transmute into helpful, good energy. All right. So now I'd like to do just a little crystal healing. This beautiful blue palm stone that I just got. So it reminds me of the ocean and water, and Cancer being a water sign, being ruled by the moon. It just kind of gives me a feeling of night and water. So I just wanted to place a little bit of its energy into your body, through the top of your head, down through your head, moving down your whole body to your feet. Calming you, soothing you, reminding you to lead with compassion, generosity, kindness, not only for others, but also for yourself. A lot of times, we're the most negative and most unkind and most ungenerous to ourselves. But just tapping into a collective kindness, bringing this world back to operating and leading with kindness. If we can tap into that collective mindset, that frame of mind of leading with kindness and trying to shift that energy in the world to that, so that the majority of people can get back on board with being kind and loving and connected, supportive, compassionate, thinking about the good of others and the good of the community, and not only focusing on themselves. Not having that mindset of lack, as if you don't have enough, so you need to get everything for yourself before anybody else gets anything. Cancer is the opposite of that. Cancer is about knowing you have enough, knowing you're okay and you're taken care of, and believing that there is enough to go around for everybody, that you don't have to hoard and be selfish, that we all belong to one another, that we're all here for each other, and that there's more that connects us and makes us the same than there is that separates us. To start putting the Salya, Gort, and Quert energies into your body with my clear quartz. Salya. Push it in with some of my crystal rings as well. Give it a little extra energy. Salya. Is the willow tree. It's about harmony and balance, the moon, water, femininity. Doesn't matter what your sex is or what your gender is. Everybody has masculine and feminine. And it's the feminine principles that Cancer is in tune with, and that we want to bring out this Cancer season. Salya is about connection to our ancestors. Sometimes working on healing that ancestral trauma that has been passed down from generation to generation is a great way to move the collective towards compassion and kindness. If generations of hurt and anger and hatred and misunderstanding have built up, going in and doing some ancestral work, some work on your roots, and family healing is a great way to move towards the Cancer principles. Cancer is also about connecting with the intuition and emotion, and the willow tree is also about those things. It's very much about compassion. Salya. I'm going to push it in with these crystals as well. And my serpent ring. I find the serpent very protective. Salya. Just really pushing in that energy and helping it fill up all the spaces that we've just cleansed. After having cleansed your body, now filling it with the healing, we want to make sure that we're filling every nook and cranny so that there's not room for all the yuck and muck to get back in. We're going to fill up every little space with this loving, healing Salya willow tree energy. Moving on to Gort, the ivy, supporting the Cancer principles of also compassion. This one also represents compassion. It reminds you that support is available to you, to lean on those familial bonds. And not all of us have good relationships with family, but if you have good friends that are like family or a community that is like family, that counts. And if you don't have good relationships with family, or you just don't have a family that you know of, or at all, I hope that this helps you find what you're looking for, find those healing familial bonds, and can also help you tap into your ancestry, your roots, the generational healing that needs to happen in order for you to feel at peace and comfortable with any harmful feelings that come up when it comes to the idea of family. Gort is also about community enrichment. It's a very supportive, healing Ogham. It's about acceptance. It's also connected to the moon, which is another reason I chose it for this Cancer season healing session. Gort. Gort is about the loving ties that connect us. And I want to push in that Gort energy with the clear quartz, the master healer. Gort. Gort. pushing it into each dantian, which is the Chinese chakra system. So we've got the upper dantian, the Yintang point around here, and the middle dantian around the heart area, and the lower dantian down at your base, pushing that energy into all of the dantians, and swirling it around like ivy. Ivy is all swirly and connected. Just put a little bit of that ivy energy into this. Moving on to quart, the apple tree. Quart is about kindness to others, but also yourself, which is a very big Cancer principle. It's also about compassion. That's what all three symbols have had in common. And compassion is a big component of the Cancer energy. This one is also about generosity, which, like I was talking about earlier, is a very big component of this Cancer season. I want us to think about ways that we can be generous with ourselves and with others. And if there is an imbalance, if you're maybe being too generous with yourself and not generous enough with others, let's find a balance there and work towards being generous with others. Or if you're being too generous with people who are taking advantage of that and maybe not supporting you, and you're not being generous enough with yourself, let's find a balance there. But just, I want us to keep in mind kind of a general spirit of being generous for the collective and shifting out of the lack mindset into the abundant mindset, and remembering that there is enough for all of us. We don't need to hoard and try to keep things from other people, because the more generosity you can put out there, the more abundance you'll receive from the universe in turn. Quart. The focus of the community spirit and support and generosity is very strong with the apple tree. And then remembering the healing components of the psilocybin with connecting to the your cosmic family. Even if you have troubles with your current family on Earth, you have a cosmic family that extends far and wide for this life and the generations and the ancestors, but also for past lives. And your guides and your angels are all part of your cosmic family. And with the psilocybin, remember that there is regeneration through union, uniting with others, coming together as part of the higher good for the collective in a compassionate, kind, and generous way, helps you regenerate, helps you feel better. Coming together with community and a sense of well-being are aspects of this psilocybin. Collective healing, which our world needs now more than ever. And with the psilocybin, communing with ancestors. I always find ancestral work to be very emotional, but also very healing. And Cancer season is a great time to be up in your emotions, connecting with ancestors, trying to heal that generational trauma. And I'd like to use a little essential oil. Again, not wanting to focus, but it's a blend from Neil's Yard. And the blend is called Calming, and it is a blend of chamomile, mandarin, and bergamot. And it smells earthy, floral. Things that are just floral tend to smell really sweet. Things that are just earthy tend to smell, I can't think of another word besides earthy, but kind of like dirt, This is almost like walking through a garden. This is smelling the earth, the flowers, the trees, everything that's in the garden that just smells so good. And it's a combination of all of those smells, fruit trees and the orchard, because it's got the mandarin. Herbaceous, but sweet. A little bit of a tang. So I'm gonna put a little bit of it on my finger. And I'm going to place it on your temples to kind of try to help give your spirit a calm energy. Things are supercharged and full of a really tough, strong energy these days. And I want to help us root in calmness so that we can lead with kindness. It's hard to be kind when you're coming at things from a very angry place. But if we can get grounded in calmness, then we can hopefully lead with kindness and compassion and generosity instead. So just placing essence of this essential oil throughout your body, letting it ground and heal you, putting some on the bottom of your feet, letting it soak up through your root system into your body, feeling that calmness of just walking through a beautiful garden in nature. And to finish up, we're just going to seal this all in with some obsidian to protect you from the harmful, negative, toxic, unhealthy things getting back in, and sealing in all this good, kind, loving, compassionate Cancer season energy that we just put in. We're going to seal that all up. Of course, it's not sealed in there just for you in terms of we want you to share the kindness and compassion with others, just so that you're not leaking it in unhealthy ways to where it's being drained and taken advantage of to a point where you don't have any left. And after a few weeks, when this healing kind of starts to wear off, just come back to this video and rewatch and do it again to renew all of the principles and motifs that we went through today. Because eventually, everything starts to fade a little and things seep back in that we don't want. But this should last for a few weeks. And then you can come back and redo it. Sealing in at the bottom of your feet. Sealing in at the top of your head. And all around your body. Thank you so much for joining me today for this Cancer season healing. I have so enjoyed doing this for you, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I'm a relatively new and very small-time creator trying to build a following, so any shares of my videos that you're able to give, subscribing, engaging, liking, commenting is always very much appreciated. And I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day and week, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.